W&L and Bridgewater combined for 94 points and almost 1,100 yards on Saturday, and it all got started in the first quarter when Charlie Westfall connected with Brett Murray on a 19-yard touchdown pass. Then it was Anthony Carter taking a direct snap and going 3 yards for a touchdown, the first of 3 scoring runs on the day. Bridgewater's creativity continued when it attempted a fake field goal, but Tyler Slayton was tackled at the 10-yard line. The Generals took advantage of the turnover and went 90 yards in 10 plays, capped off by a 2-yard touchdown run by Luke Heinsohn. But Bridgewater nodded the score 14-all in the second quarter when Lee Bradley climbed the ladder and corralled a 32-yard touchdown pass from Carlos Gonzalez. Murray put the Generals back on top with a 1-yard run, but then it was Willie Logan taking a page out of W&L's playbook with a 6-yard option run over the right-hand side. The Generals took a 3-point lead 30 seconds before the break on a 29-yard field goal by Peter Alston. Bridgewater had the opportunity to knot the score just before the intermission as well, but a 41-yard field goal by Will Davis went wide left. The Bridgewater faithful wouldn't have to wait long as Anthony Carter struck for a second touchdown run, this one covering 51 yards and including a spin off a couple tacklers, and then back across the field for a 28-24 lead. W&L responded with another touchdown pass from Westfall to Murray, this one covering 32 yards and a 31-28 lead at the end of the third quarter. Then it was Westfall with 2 spins to get into the end zone from 1 yard out and a 38-28 lead with 9:50 to play. Anthony Carter struck again on the Eagles' next try when he went 64 yards over a defender and down the right sideline. He would finish with 233 yards in the day and brought the Eagles to within 3 at 38-35 with 8:41 to go. But then it was Westfall running the option to perfection as he pitched to Russell Stewart, and he went over the right-hand side for 8 yards and a touchdown. And then it was the Eagles' passing attack one more time when Gonzalez's pass was tipped by one Bridgewater receiver and into the hands of Cord Keating for a 21-yard touchdown. But 45-42 is as close as the Eagles would get as Westfall capped the game scoring with a 3-yard touchdown run. Emory and Henry traveled to Catholic on Saturday, and it wasn't long before points were on the board when Greg Cordovari connected with Wesley Stringfield on a 12-yard touchdown pass on the game's first possession. Emory and Henry responded on its first try when Kyle Bowden found Adrian Jordan on an inside screen and he took it 26 yards to the end zone. Catholic would score before the end of the first quarter when Cordovari lofted a perfect pass to Tucker Hubble in the corner of the end zone for a 14-7 lead. William Pearl would score 2 touchdowns in the second quarter for Emory and Henry, first on a 1-yard run and then on a bit of misdirection when a fake reverse turned into a throwback pass from Drew Piscopo, and William Pearl covered 33 yards for the touchdown and a 21-14 Emory and Henry halftime lead. Neither team would score in the third quarter, but it was Matt Turchin who connected on a 24-yard field goal at the outset of the fourth frame for a 24-14 advantage. Catholic would get back on the scoreboard when Cordovari would sift through the center of the defense and find Andrew Ouellette on a back shoulder touchdown pass from 18 yards out. Emory and Henry looked set to add 3 more points to the score, but Turchin's 46-yard field goal was blocked, giving Catholic back possession. 2 plays later, it seemed like the Wasps had staved away any kind of late comeback chance when Devin Sproles intercepted the pass and returned it to the CUA 48-yard line with 2:35 to play. But on the very next play, Pearl fumbled the ball and Minier Culpepper picked it up, giving the Cardinals back possession at their own 49-yard line with 2:30 to go. Emory and Henry stopped the Cardinals twice at the goal line, first on a 9-yard pass to Ouellette, and then Cordovari was turned back at the end zone, but Mike Pitzenberger ran in from 1 yard out for a 28-24 lead. Emory and Henry had one more chance, and Drew Piscopo's Hail Mary attempt was batted down by the Catholic secondary and secured the Cardinals' victory. Randolph-Macon exploded for 31 first-half points at Guilford on Saturday, but it all got started with defense when Brandon Harrison corralled a juggling interception at the 31-yard line and returned it to the RMC 38. 7 plays later, it was Vance Hendren who would score the first of his 2 touchdowns when he took a quick handoff from Zach Nacarado and burst 24 yards to the end zone. Then it was Drake Sanders from 3 yards out to give Randolph-Macon a 14-0 lead just before the end of the first quarter. Guilford responded with an 11-play, 86-yard drive, but when Josh Williams tried to go over the top, he fumbled, and it was recovered by Chris Pace in the end zone. After Josh Storm connected on a 31-yard field goal for Macon, it was Luke Sellers who corralled a 50-yard touchdown pass from Nacarado, giving Randolph-Macon a 24-0 lead with 2:06 to go in the half. Randolph-Macon would score one more time before the intermission when Zach Nacarado rolled right and threw back to Hendren, who covered 23 yards for the touchdown. The scoring pace slowed in the second half when Thaddeus Scruggs scored a touchdown at 8:16 of the third quarter for a 38-0 Macon lead. And then it was Jesse Knepp catching an 18-yard pass from Albert Sierra for a 45-0 lead with 9 minutes to go in the ballgame. Guilford got on the scoreboard with 6 minutes to play in the fourth quarter when Zach Halbert fired a perfect pass to Ben King from 34 yards out to cap the game scoring.